Hey there, my wedding planning friends, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, thanks so much for clicking on my video. I'm Emily Summer. I'm a wedding planner based in Montana, and I'm also the owner of Velvet Bride, which is a wedding dress store here in Missoula, Montana. Speaking of wedding dresses, today's video is all about wedding dress shopping and the 5 mistakes that you should avoid when wedding dress shopping. Wedding dress shopping should be a very enjoyable and exciting time, but it can be overwhelming and a little bit stressful for a lot of brides, and a lot of that comes from making these 5 mistakes. So first one, scheduling a ton of appointments all on one day. I see this a lot, especially because I have a lot of brides that will travel from out of town to do their wedding dress shopping in this town where I live in. And what I see happen is so many brides, if they come to me last, they are so burnt out from wedding dress shopping. Their crew, their entourage is burnt out from wedding dress shopping. All of the dresses start to blur together. It gets really difficult to kind of distinguish what you're even liking and disliking anymore. Like I said, they all start to blur together. They all start to look similar, and it can just be very emotionally and physically exhausting. So I highly recommend, if you do want to go to multiple stores, don't do it all in one day. If you are trying to plan a trip and see multiple bridal stores in one spot, maybe break it up over 2 days, do one in the morning, have a good long break where you eat some food, maybe get a drink or two, and then have one later in the afternoon and maybe one the following day. I do not recommend doing any more than this. It's just a recipe for wedding dress burnout. Number 2, coming on an empty stomach. I see this one a lot too. So many brides don't want to eat a big meal right before coming to try on wedding dresses. They don't want to feel bloated or full. And while I completely understand that, you don't want to come on an empty stomach. Maybe have a good, nice breakfast a couple hours before your appointment so that you don't feel super full when you come into wedding dress shop, but you need to have something in your stomach, because not only can it be physically exhausting, you're getting in and out of wedding dresses, which doesn't seem like it should be that difficult, but it can actually be a lot more tiring than you would think. And I don't know about you, but I'm somebody that gets extremely hangry when I don't eat, and I don't think I could ever make any sort of rational decision if I was hungry, let alone be in a good mood and be excited and be happy about the things that I'm trying on if I'm just thinking about food the entire time and realizing how hungry I am. So do yourself a favor, make sure you eat before your bridal appointment. Maybe that's something light and refreshing so that you don't feel super bloated or full when you come in, but put something in your belly before you come shopping. Number 3, wearing bright or distracting undergarments. When wedding dress shopping, you typically want to have nude undergarments, and if you have some Spanx or some sort of shapewear that you want to wear, that's a great idea to bring that as well. If you come unprepared as far as undergarments go, it's really easy to get distracted by these. So if you are trying on a gown and you can see your hot pink underwear, it's going to be really hard to like the overall look of the dress if you're being really distracted from that one piece of your undergarments, as well as your bridal entourage. So if the people that you're bringing in to come wedding dress shopping with you, that's probably going to be one of the first things they notice as well, and it's really hard to see the whole picture when you have something distracting you from fully loving the dress that you're in. This goes for a bra as well. Strapless bras are often recommended. However, be prepared to just go completely braless if you are comfortable with that. That's going to be the best way to get the full visual of your wedding dress and not have any distracting bra straps or a band in the back or anything like that. So come prepared when it comes to undergarments to really set yourself up for success. Number 4, don't come tired or not ready or feeling your best. I've had a couple of brides that will come straight from work because that's when they think will work the best with their schedule. And while I understand having a busy schedule and trying to fit it in, if you're coming straight from an exhausting day of work, it's going to be really difficult to get in the mindset that you want to be in to try on wedding dresses. You want to be having a good time. You don't want to be exhausted. The more tired you are, the more difficult it's going to be to make any sort of decision as well, and it's going to be hard to kind of wrap your brain around what you're liking and what you're not liking and be able to communicate that with your stylist. And on a similar note, you also want to come to your appointment feeling the best that you can. So have your hair and makeup done, wash your hair, don't come feeling like you already look gross or you don't feel your best, because if you're not feeling your best, or if you're not feeling pretty, if you're not feeling good about yourself, it's going to be really hard to enjoy your experience. It's going to be really hard to love a dress if you're not loving yourself in it. So make sure that you're just getting yourself a little bit ready in the day so that you can feel your best when you're coming to try on wedding dresses, and it's going to make your experience so much better. And number 5, don't photograph every single dress that you try on. I know it's super easy, especially when you have a crew with you, that they're just gonna snap photos of every single dress that you're in because it's so exciting, you're in wedding dresses. And yes, definitely you wanna take pictures of your favorites, but it's going to be really confusing when you go back and look through all those photos, especially if you have like 50 or 100 pictures, and decipher, okay, which dress was that? Did I like that one? What did I like about that one? And things can get really jumbled in your mind. So when you're trying on dresses, let whoever know who is in charge of taking pictures that you are going to tell them when you want a photo of that dress. So if it's a dress that you aren't loving, it's not a potential option, it's not something you can actually see yourself walking down the aisle in, don't photograph it. Only take pictures of the ones that you can genuinely consider as an option and genuinely see yourself getting married in. Doesn't mean that, you know, you've already picked out the one and that's the only one you're gonna take pictures of, but if it's anything that is a viable option, get photos. And in the first round of trying things on, I highly recommend taking one good photo of the front, one good photo of the back, and maybe a video of the whole dress as a whole. And that's it, that's all you need. And then if you go back and you're retrying on your favors at the end of your appointment, that's when you can go in and take some more detail photos, close-up stuff of the lace, of certain details, the straps, the back, whatever you need, so that you can see more details of maybe like the 1, 2, possibly 3 dresses that you're considering. This way, you're not having all of these options that you're having to go through after you've already kind of narrowed things out and decided they weren't the dress, and then all of a sudden you have these photos that you're confusing yourself with by going through at the end. Not to mention, the more photos that you take also takes more time in that dress. So if you're in the dress for a long time so that you can get photos of it, that's taking up time of other dresses that you can try on and having the opportunity to try things on a second time at the end of your appointment. So to make it the most efficient appointment for you, as well as not stress you out and overwhelm you afterwards, only take photos of the dresses that you see as actual viable options. Wedding dress shopping should be a super fun experience, so set yourself up for success by avoiding these 5 common mistakes that brides make when wedding dress shopping. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe to get weekly videos on wedding planning tips and advice, and we'll see you next week.